7:52. Let's have a go. Let's get Dawn in. Where is she? All right, Dawn?
Yes, thanks. Morning.
Happy with your hair? You've been doing it this morning?
I washed it. It's a bit out of control, but never mind.
Never mind. What were you saying about your hairdresser the other day? What's the backlog, or how many customers they got?
They have 800 customers. They have about six or seven branches, and out of that, they have 800 clients. And they've just sent me an email to say that they're going to, because the government said they could reopen on the 1st of July, and they've said that there will probably only be 3 clients in at one time, and the hairdressers are going to have shifts where people start early in the morning and then sort of like do their time and then go home, and then the ones come in halfway through. So there's never more than 3 clients in the salon at any one given time. And the basins are about 2 meters apart, so it's not as if, sometimes when you go to the hairdressers, they're all lined up, aren't they? But the one I go to, there's quite a gap between them, so they can probably just do 3.
Yeah. Good. Well, it's episode 82, Saturday the 13th of June 2020. Yeah, people desperately trying to keep to lockdown restrictions and rules. We failed as an athletic club, and we've been banned from the training on the Tunbridge School fields, and which is probably fair enough, because I don't think any of us were without blame on that. Runners running too close together, groups being too big.
It is extremely difficult. I do understand the urge to be as normal as you possibly can, but unfortunately, we're not in normal times, and it's really difficult. And the thing is, if you haven't seen each other for 10 weeks, you're going to get close and you're happy to see them and you're going to chat, and it's just, that's why I haven't gone back with the 9 and 10-year-olds. It would be impossible. It would be impossible to keep the 2 metre rule. And so therefore, my answer is that I can't do it.
Yeah, there's no point getting agitated. You can't blame somebody.
No. I mean, you can't blame Tunbridge School. They've got to protect themselves, haven't they?
Yeah. So hopefully things will continue to improve, and it will ease even more. Everyone will go back to being happy together.
Well, there was some talk about reducing the distance laws, the 2 metre bit. But to be quite frank, if the R is the fact that, just below 1, or he's not going to do it then. He's going to do it when it's lower. Track and trace hasn't been really up and running for long, has it? So at the end of the day, we need something like that in place, running and reliable, before it's going to be relaxed. And that's what we need. We need the 2 metre rule to be relaxed slightly. But then I'm going to be really wary of people I don't know.
Aren't we all? Right. Okay. Music.
2-day
rollover, first time ever, and despite immense pressure being exerted by Angie Crush to give Clues an extra time last night, and I resisted that. I thought that would be unfair, not only on some of the competitors but also on me, because if anyone got it late last night, I'd have to do some work this morning, which it's not a lot of fun. I like to prepare this well in advance, as we talked about planning, and I'm going to stick to my guns on my planning. Right, so we're still looking for the link to Lucky Star by Madonna. This is the music, and it's an oldie one. I'm not sure the name and the artist will spring to mind immediately for people, but they would recognise the song, I'm certain.
Well, they will do this morning, because you're playing a bit more, aren't you?
Yeah, it doesn't mean they recognise it. I'm going to play about 6 seconds. Are you ready? Here we go.
Here we go. Right. I think I might have it.
Yeah, Andy Poppleton said that yesterday. Nowhere near Rolling Stone. But anyway, so that's that's that. I almost
I can't say anything because that would give it away, but I'm itching to say something.
You can say something tomorrow, or
Okay.
after we've stopped recording.
Okay.
Catchphrase. I almost didn't have a catchphrase, but because I've got some photographs in which I want to show you, see what your reaction is. But I've knocked together a catchphrase. It's not the best ever, but let's see who could get this. Where is he? Oh, stay there, Oscar. It's not going to happen. No, it's not going to happen. You might as well give up. What do you think of that?
Is that water in that saucepan?
Yeah.
Well, there you go. That's a clue.
He started drinking it after we stopped filming. Yeah.
I wonder what the hell was going on. And I did wonder why there was a saucepan in the dishwasher when I hadn't used one.
Yeah. You got any ideas? But don't say. Careful what you say. Have you got any ideas?
I can only think of one thing, but I can't. It usually involves a horse.
Oh, really? Crikey. Okay. Here we go. Now, we got some feedback on the tattoo front yesterday.
Oh, we did, didn't we?
You haven't seen them all. So I'm going to see what your reaction is to this.
As long as I don't get a bum, I'm all right. Oh, my goodness.
Yeah.
That must be all the children that he has. I'm not sure. Is that his bottom?
No, Dave Adkins' bottom does not look anything like that. That is his arm with all his grandchildren on. He looks like he's concluded they're not having any more by the looks of the scroll.
Yeah.
I suppose he could go down the other arm. Anyway.
Well, yeah, he's going to have to. Oh, he'd be put his grandchildren down the other arm or something.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh, bless him.
I meant to get that translated. Graham Saker, he did tell me.
That's on his arm as well.
Yeah, he did say in the feedback. Oh, sorry about this. I should have known what it was. While you're talking in a bit, we'll have a look at that.
Never give up, I think.
Nanguam Contrido. It's not the first thing that would have sprung to mind for me, to be honest, but there you go. There you go. It's another one. Who do you reckon that is?
No idea. Why don't they just have one butterfly? Why do they have a whole lot of them? God.
That's Pat Adkin. I am impressed that Dave and Pat stripped off for us all and the viewers. I mean, that is going on the Call of Duty, and I've got to say, it's better than Tom Cox's Space Invaders that he's had a tattoo off. So there you go, years ago.
Okay, all right then.
Yeah, blue and red. There you go. More red than blue. Lots of decision making to make there, Pat, isn't there? You know.
I think that's more pink than red.
Oh, pink than red. Okay. One more. There we go.
That's the shoulder as well, as you can see.
That's Scott, 26.2. That relates to doing the marathon. And it also brings home memories of his late mother because he did the marathon for Macmillan for the cancer.
Yeah.
So there you go. So good stuff there. And Scott said he had a midlife crisis at 40, which
most men do actually. That could be a good topic.
Yeah, what happened in your midlife crisis?
Yeah, what did you do?
Yeah.
Come on, guys.
Yeah.
Some haven't got to 40, so you're excused.
No, right. So that's Scott, and that's Graham, and Dave, and Pat. Angie, as mentioned, all she wanted to do was get more notes on the song. So we've solved that this morning. And then we had Hubert from Canada extolling the virtues of giving your wife short notice of what he's up to. He thinks that's the only tactic to use. He agreed with me. So, yeah.
Or just don't tell them at all and just say, this is what I'm doing, like you do. And then I just say, okay. quite honestly, it's quite nice that you actually go out and do something.
Yeah, and he's been extolling the and praising Dr. Bonnie out there in terms of the COVID-19 and the virus, and yeah, he's been looking at us and feeding for us over here. But I saw that article yesterday about the amount of deaths in British Columbia from drug taking, which is huge at the moment, far more than the coronavirus or anything like that. So yeah, it'd be interesting to hear what's going on in. They're all on drugs out there. That's why they're not mingling.
Well, they're staying at home. They're not allowed out. But mind you, if you're a druggie, you wouldn't know what time of day or what day it was anyway.
No. So there you go.
Where are they getting these drugs? They can't go out and get them.
Lots of questions. It just popped up. I saw British Columbia, BC crisis from deaths during the lockdown from drug taking. And I've got to do some more research onto that. So I guess wherever you live in the world, nothing's perfect. So there you go. Now, as you mentioned, nobody has come up with their perfect day as requested by Angie Crush. I'm not quite sure why. I mean, it's quite difficult to put together a perfect day. But it made me think, what are the most, in your life that you can think of, when did you genuinely get the most excited that you were jumping up and down or anything? And don't just say the right thing. Can you actually remember something?
Not recently.
At any time?
Not recently, no. Most excited I probably got was when I was younger, because then you're not afraid of showing your feelings. I think as you get older and you mature, you're less, I mean, you're pleased, you're happy, you might smile, but you're not going to jump up and down, are you?
No, it made me think, because little Sahara, who was 5 on Monday, she was opening her presents. We were in the garden. We have hardly seen her. And she just exclaimed, "This is the best day ever." So,
and she was talking about it the day after as well. She just, because it's the innocence, isn't it? They're telling you exactly how they feel at that moment. Whereas as you get older, you become reserved, and you're more considerate of other people, or some people are. Let's be honest, there are people that never grow up. So let's not get onto that subject.
So you don't get excited?
Well, I'm happy, I'm pleased, but I don't think I'm not jumping up and down. I'm not pumping the air.
How about me?
Oh, yes, you get excited, especially when a goal goes in.
So I've written down some of my most wow moments that
Here we go. They'll all be sporting moments. Let's have a look.
And they're not. I mean, these are genuine. They're not politically correct or anything like that. They're just, yeah. They're just, it made me punch the air or jump up. Can you think of any of them where
well, most of them are going to be sporting, but there's so many of them. I really couldn't sort of like pick one out and think, oh, that time you really got excited. But you do get excited about football. You get excited. You like watching tennis, and and all this business, and you're much more expressive. But you're expressing yourself to the telly, so it's okay.
Can't you remember any one moment you would pick?
There are so many, Mark. Why would I want to pick one moment? I'll be wrong, so just get on with it. Stop faffing around as usual.
Well, giving you a chance to contribute.
I don't wish to contribute. This is your part. Get on with it.
Well, I've got 9 here that I wrote down.
9? I mean, goodness, I can't even think of one where I'll jump up and say, yeah.
Well, I think they were almost all athletics or football, but I had, you weren't there at the time, but David Platt scoring the last minute goal in injury time for England against Belgium in a World Cup quarter final. I was running around the room after that.
Really?
Bolt beating Gatlin over 100 metres.
Yeah, I was pleased about that.
Yeah, that was in the World Championships. That was a classic when it was billed as almost good against evil. And I would have thought you would remember this one. Man United against Bayern Munich in the European Cup final back in the late 90s.
Well, I told you, me and football, I'm not a sort of compatible. I don't remember anything about football. Because I watch so much of it, I do remember the players' names, etc., and which team they play for. But apart from that,
can you name the Bayern Munich team?
No, I can't. Why would I want to? Let's be honest about it.
I think one of these you mentioned, Ben Johnson breaking the world 100 metres record. I think you mentioned it in one of the.
Well, yeah, that's because I mean, that was, at the time, absolutely thrilling, and then so disappointing after.
Yeah. I had Andy Murray at Wimbledon. That was very emotional. I even though it wouldn't have been recognised by many, Adam Peaty breaking the 100 metres breaststroke world record was incredible. Yeah, and then I started to feel, well, I'm being a bit sexist here, and I tried to think of female occasions where it's quite emotional. Becky Adlington winning the Olympics, Jana Novotná against all the odds winning Wimbledon. Liz McColgan was fantastic in Tokyo in the World Championships, 10,000.
Yeah, she was. She was a very gutsy runner.
Sully Gunnell winning the 400-metre hurdles at the Olympics, things like that. And I've mentioned before, for some reason, I was quite transfixed at 2012 by Charlotte Desjardins in the, what do you call it, with the horse.
Bob. Oh, dressage.
Dressage, yeah. And I remember going, wow, I didn't jump up and down and punch the air, but it was quite stunning. And Simone Biles, which I think you've mentioned before.
Yeah, there is.
I'm sure there's others, but there's just my memory's useless. Yeah.
And as you said, they're all sporting events. I suppose, yes. I suppose if I see something, but I just think, wow, that was spectacular. I don't really sort of like run around the room.
Yeah. And the worst.
It must be a man thing or something. I mean, I certainly don't sort of like get that excited.
And then I picked out a couple worse ones. 1970 World Cup final, England against Germany. We were leading, and then we lost I think it was the quarterfinal then. And then Italia 90 against Germany, when we went out in penalties. They were pretty upsetting. Didn't cry, but there you go. But yeah, I wonder if anyone's got anything outside of sport that gives them that sort of feeling of emotion and passion.
Yeah, it's difficult, isn't it? I suppose birth of the children, etc. could. It depends what you value, I suppose, in life.
Did you ever ask a bloke out and he say yes, and you went round the corner and punched the air?
Hardly. I'll leave the asking to the men after, faffing around as usual.
Right, okay, well, that's something to think about there. Anything to add? Any thoughts you've got? We've got a couple of minutes if you want.
What? Thoughts on what?
Anything? You got any?
No, I don't really want to sort of like go off on a tangent. It'll be more than 2 minutes. I think we'll end it early. I think that'll be a good note to end on, a positive note. So
lovely.
What we are asking them for? Wonderful experiences, and they punch the air when they got excited about events in their lives.
Midlife crisis, perfect day.
Yeah.
All those things. Yeah. But most of them will be concentrating on that piece of music, or some of them will anyway.
Yeah.
Okay, lovely.
Okay, then. See you later.
Yeah, bye. Here we go.